We've been told that chess prodigies are miracles of evolution. We saw it a century ago, and we are seeing the exact same thing today. But the reality is much darker. This is the story of how an 8-year-old boy in a sailor suit destroyed generals and politicians in Europe, while his own parents ran a commercial circus behind his back. A highly lucrative business that eventually forced the authorities to step in. As an analyst, I always ask myself the same question. Why do we look at the past if not to understand the dynamics repeating today? Behind the collective hypnosis of the 1920s press, a harsh reality was hidden. Samuel Reshevsky's genius wasn't just a gift. It was a passport to escape for a family trapped in the absolute misery of the post-war era. Samuel Reshevsky was born in 1911 in a humble village in Poland. World War I destroyed the family's textile business, leaving them in poverty. When his parents noticed the boy could move the pieces well at age 4, they saw dollar signs on the board. By age 8, they pulled him completely out of school. They turned him into the household's sole financial provider. Forbidden to play, forbidden to have friends. His routine consisted of traveling under brutal psychological pressure, performing for crowds who paid astronomical ticket prices to see the phenomenon, without anyone questioning the ethical implications. Reshevsky himself confessed years later. People poked me, they measured my skull, and journalists made up bizarre stories. It was savage commercial exploitation. In mid-1920, in Berlin, science decided to intervene. The renowned Swiss psychologist Dr. Franziska Baumgarten subjected the boy to his first cognitive tests at the University of Berlin to try and decode his mind. The academic results were astonishing, but they raised major red flags. However, the true breaking point happened the following year, when he crossed the Atlantic and set foot in New York. The exhausting night exhibitions of the young boy caught the attention of the strict Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Children. What began in Europe as a scientific study turned into a criminal drama in the United States. The case reached the Manhattan Children's Court, and when the tribunal ordered the curtain to be pulled back on the myth, the chess world fell into absolute silence. And what did those reports say? They said something that forces us to pause the past and look urgently at our present. Because a century later, history is repeating itself line by line. Today, chess is experiencing an unprecedented explosion of precocity. But as an analyst, I see an uncomfortable truth. We are confusing chess maturity with human maturity, and the modern chessboard has become a minefield for mental health. Look at the data. Turkey's Yagiz Kaan Erdogmus, born in 2011, is already destroying former world champions like Topalov by 5-1 and is closing in on a 2,700 live yellow. He has already crossed into competitive maturity. But when we step down an age bracket, the alarm bells start ringing. Argentina's Faustino Oro, the so-called Messi of chess, became the second youngest grandmaster in history at age 12. His chess is monstrous, yes, but he is still a child in a crucial formative stage where external pressure determines everything. And at the most fragile base of this pyramid is Russia's Roman Shogdzhiev, born in 2015. At just 11 years old, he has just broken a historic record by scoring a grandmaster norm. His rise is meteoric, but psychologically, he is at the most vulnerable moment of his life. As an arbiter who has seen hundreds of players pass through tournament halls, I'll say it bluntly, the talent of Yagiz, Faustino, and Roman is real and fascinating. I don't doubt them. I doubt the industry. It is precisely in the media overexploitation of Faustino and Roman where Samuel Reshevsky's story gains an uncomfortable relevance. Because the medical and psychological exams revealed a secret that today's sponsors don't want you to know. Let's go back to the exams. Since this was a New York juvenile court, U.S. laws sealed the original medical files forever under strict confidentiality. But the pressure from the 1921 press and the previous scientific publications in Berlin leaked the raw and terrifying reality. The boy who humiliated the most brilliant minds of his era was, at 9 years old,
illiterate to the Western world. Samuel did not attend formal school, Although, in the privacy of his community, he rudimentarily mastered the alphabet of his native language, Yiddish, he was completely blind to modern knowledge. He could not read a single word in English, nor could he write a basic sentence.
In the Berlin exams, he demonstrated an extreme numerical memory, recalling 40 digits in seconds, and flawless abstract logical reasoning. His brain processed spatial geometry innately. But when they gave him basic math on paper, a simple 2 plus 2,
He was unfamiliar with its written symbology.
his brain was a super powerful computer, but without a basic education. He couldn't identify a lion or a monkey in a drawing, and he mistook a fox for a dog. His mind had been so extremely and exclusively conditioned for chess by his parents that his emotional and educational development was frozen. The forensic report from the New York court determined that he suffered from chronic fatigue, severe nervous exhaustion, and a height far below his age. The supposed miracle of human evolution that the world applauded in theaters was, behind the curtain, a severe case of commercial exploitation under the legal charge of improper guardianship. Fortunately for chess and for Samuel himself, American civil justice and the support of tycoon and philanthropist Julius Rosenwald changed the course of his life. A legal agreement forced his parents to remove him completely from public exhibitions to enroll him in a formal school in Detroit. And here comes the biggest lesson for today. Balancing his life and teaching him to read and write did not destroy his talent. On the contrary, it saved him and turned him into an absolute elite monster. Despite the fact that Reshevsky carried a severe limitation his whole life when it came to memorizing opening variations, his calculating strength was superhuman.
In the height of the Cold War, this certified public accountant graduated from the University of Chicago was the only man in the entire Western Hemisphere capable of making the Soviet machinery tremble. The world champion himself, Mikhail Botvinnik, defined him as the most dangerous rival on the planet outside the USSR. Reshevsky's story is proof that protecting a child's mind does not stop their genius. It saves it. Today, as we see Faustino or Roman under the global spotlight, the question remains, are we taking care of them as athletes or exploiting them as merchandise? Leave me your opinion in the comments. If you like this critical approach to chess, subscribe. See you in the next one.